What's up, everybody? Come on in, come on in. We said that we were going to go ahead and do something a little special for y'all this week. And so this week, we're going to go ahead and start at 7:30-ish. You know, we're a little bit behind the hour as usual. But we're going to go ahead and have part two of our discussion from last week. And then after that, we're going to go right into the big wedding episode. But last week, you know, we got so many comments everywhere about us continuing the discussion and extend married to medicine. So for one night only, we're gonna go ahead and extend it. We're gonna go ahead and get into all of the things, Miss Quad, all of the things, Sweet Tea, all of the things, Phony Phaedra, and all of the things married to medicine. And we're gonna go ahead and do it. Hey, how y'all doing? We're gonna I know, yeah, it's early. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We're gonna go ahead and do that right about now. So who do we have? All right. There they go. The people are here. Who's at the door? Who's at the door? Let's let them in. Who's at the door?
All right, girl.
Hey, how you doing?
It was getting cold out here, bitch. I didn't know if I was gonna make it in or not.
You and Dr. Heavenly Bubble. We're gonna get into that in just a little bit. We're not gonna jump into it. Who else we got at the door? Let's see. The people are knocking at the door. We're gonna let them on in.
Hey, glasses. What's going on?
Oh, hey.
Hello, you guys.
Well,
Ooh,
well, well. Looky who we were able to book, baby. I know that's right.
yeah, Antonio.
Hey, Antonio.
Hey y'all, what's up? What's up, Jasmine?
Hello, honey.
Chase, Sam.
Sim
I,
Sim.
I've missed you, Antonio.
I've
Oh,
missed you as well. I'm glad to be on panel with you. I just seen Jazz last night, so I didn't even get a chance to miss her. Well, she wasn't on there last night, but when she called in, she gave enough. Like she
Hey,
was on the damn panel.
I
I'm
saw a
on my
couple of comments. She gave enough.
no.
she gave
I'm
more
in
than
my
enough.
congenial era, so please let's move on.
Mm.
Thank you.
Prove it. Just prove
Hello,
it.
you guys. My name is Jasmine. Thank you guys for coming in. This is a safe space.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying
I
it. With that
bought
being
it.
said,
I bought it. She
you bought
sold
it?
it.
Okay, all right.
I,
It's
I,
sold.
I I gave her some money. Yeah.
Okay, it's sold. It's sold. It's sold. I'm keeping my coins close to the chest. With that being said, make sure that you guys like and subscribe to this video. Again, this is gonna go just a little bit longer from 1 week only. We're doing it because you guys, you know, y'all were everywhere spamming us about it. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. We heard y'all. With that being said, we're gonna pick up last week where we left off, which was at the pamper party where we come to pamper you. And Sweet Tea has already had her meltdown with her sister. And now Phaedra goes ahead and gets that phone call, and into the room walks Miss Quad, Miss Quad. Now,
She
do she
got it.
got it?
She
She
got it.
got it, or did she lost it? She lost it. Antonio, you haven't been here since the season premiere. Go ahead and give us what your thought process is on all of this.
She got it. She got it. I live for that moment. I know we can all say, oh, she shouldn't have showed up or she wasn't invited, but we have to realize this is reality TV. We live for moments like this, and her Phaedra production, whomever it is that came up with it, they had did the F out of that scene. Like I had got my life. Like everybody was gagged when she came in the door. Jaws were on the floor.
The girls were gagged.
I wasn't gagged, honey. I don't know why you gagging. I bring it to you every ball. I don't know. I wasn't gagged. I was throw up, sick. It was
That's a
disgusting.
little gag though,
That's
Jazz.
a little gaggy shit,
That's
though. That's a
I
little
don't
gaggy
gag.
mama.
I don't gag. Whoa, sorry. I don't know.
And on that note, Chase, you were smart to hold your money close because that was not congenial
That wasn't congenial at all.
at
So I
all.
done lost my money.
I know the
Well,
girl.
we all scam every now and again.
Not me.
Sweet Tito.
Miss Quad, though.
Miss
I
Quad.
mean,
She ain't never
Prove,
had.
prove it.
they ate that up. I don't care what nobody say.
We
They did
proved
that scene.
it. She walked in with a bodycon dress on and then brought gifts. and then sat down by the girl as if she hasn't been talking about her own
She was
life.
also invited by the girl to sit down by her.
To sit down beside
Quad
her.
didn't just come up in there doing stuff. She was
The
invited.
girl was
every
definitely
time.
She
fanning
just
out.
came
Quad,
in
I
doing
want you to
stuff.
sit by me. Come over here.
I want to talk to her.
I love you.
That's not
Let's
what she was
hug.
doing. I'm gonna let y'all
That
get
was
y'all
not what
thoughts out.
she was standing on business. She was like, okay, if she's gonna be here, let me go ahead and
She
act like I'm
folded
not
like a
her.
piece of paper. She didn't stand on anything. She stood on a cardboard shoebox
Very
that
flimsy.
folded when she stood on it.
Please, honey, if you gotta bombard somebody else's party, then are you really that girl?
Yes, because she
Oh,
came
And
in
it,
and she cleared it out.
it's
And
only
people was gagged.
bombarding when you are that girl. Anybody else wouldn't have mattered. And
What?
anybody else wouldn't have mattered.
I'm
Sammy, Sammy, what do you think?
What do you mean? I listen.
Wait, hold.
Listen,
No.
The timing probably was not
Because
the best. The timing probably was not the best, but I'm not mad at Quiet. I'm with Phaedra. Y'all been asking about her. The girl is here. Everything is good. Sweet Tea Quiet here to tell you herself. Listen, where's Miss Quiet? Where's she here? She there. She's right here now.
Now,
And,
that reasoning, though, that Phaedra gave was some BS, though.
it was some bullshit.
listen,
But now you're gonna come up here and spout that same reason, Sammy. Come on.
But I mean, of course, Phaedra
That's
can't
what she
say
said.
we brought her here because this was the drama. They can't say that, so she got to try to clean it up some kind of way. And that was her way of cleaning it up. But everybody knew what it was.
It was still tacky. Tacky,
and I
tack it up.
lived.
tacky. Because if the quad that I know that started off with Mariah, that then has an English accent and all these things, right? All these things. I was disappointed in her because she could have played that game. That's how I feel like she's bothered. Because she could have played this game way differently. She already knew that the thing was happening because they had the clip and the flashback of Quad and Phaedra talking about it. Before that thing happened, she could have been like, hold on, let me go ahead and play chess, not checkers. Let me go ahead and bring the cameras to me with a conversation with her, sit down separately. And then she still could have walked in that thing because she would have had the blessing from Sweet Tea after the conversation. Please. Quality.
Okay, so this is the thing. To me, she is playing chess. She's very much so playing chess.
She's playing sorry.
Listen, she's winning whatever game it is. So this is the thing. Just like when Chase said, the only thing I feel slightly bad about is because that was not a dig towards Sweet Tea. That was to Toya. And in the first episode, me and Chase he said whatever Toya do to Kawhi, she deserved it. And I told him, and whatever Kawhi do to Toya, ride her ass on it. That was to Toya. And that Sweet Tea got stung. She got stung by Quad and Toya at the party, but that was to Toya. So that's why I'm not mad at Quad for doing it. Toya been yapping. Okay, girl, hey.
Well, why are you misfiring though? Because if we're gonna go back to it, last season she did everything to Toya. She said she was cheating on her husband. She said her husband's dingling was little. She said she done set the Anila up with her missing tooth up for robbery. So I don't think that Quad has any more room to be trying to get if you get me. I'm a gotcha. That's crazy.
So okay,
Can I say something?
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to cut you off, my sister. Go ahead.
This is when we going back into last year. Like, okay, so she said that Toya was cheating. Toya said she was sleeping with the contract. She said Eugene had a small penis. Toya insinuated that. She said that Anila was up the whole robbery thing. So are we still mad at that when Toya skinning and grinning down on Instagram with Anila? Like, what are we really upset about still?
I'm upset about because Simone brought up the contractor. Why she was talking to Toya. So Toya didn't bring up the contract until the reunion, and she said that. So there's no reason. Listen, get you, gotcha. If Quad still wants to throw these things, because we're Taurus, we can hold grudges. But at the end of the day, I still think it was tacky. Quad is a beautiful woman. She can do better. So
okay.
What about
now, with that being said, I just want to be very clear about this timeline. Early on in the season, last season, I got a couple things I want to address. Early on in the season, last season, the way that we knew that Quad was sleeping with her contractor for that house because allegedly,
put it on.
Allegedly, I don't have no production assistant, so allegedly, just take our word for it. It's alleged. Is because Dr. Heavenly told Anila. We did not hear it again until after Quad's holiday party that she had at her home, where the new girl tried to beat up Toya and lost, where they invited Zaina to the party. Don't nobody know how Zaina got to the party until it was revealed later that Quad and all of those girls were there and invited Zaina to the party. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Is somebody putting you through the? Is somebody putting your connection in the shrine? Come on
Somebody
back.
must have done
Come on
prayed
back.
shrine.
But what I was saying though was, we did not get that information. Somebody put this connection in the shrine too. I don't know
You
what's
know,
going on.
honey.
I
Creepy.
don't know what's going on. But when he comes back, we'll let him up. It's no shade on my part because I want him to be able to hear this. Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, and I want to dead it tonight. So let me.
You
Yeah.
ready to
So
dead these?
I'm ready to. I'm
Cancel this
dressed in
mother.
all black. Well, I'm not in all green, but I am ready to dead this conversation. So hold on. Let me let Sammy back up. All right, Sammy. There you go. So as I was saying, don't forget that conversation was not reintroduced by Dr. Simone until after Quad's holiday party, where she had to beat up the new. Where Toya had to beat up the new.
You just don't want to hear this
Okay,
bull.
I don't know. Well, Toya had to beat up the new girl as well as be attacked by Zaina, and Dr. Heavily even pulled Toya to the side and let her know what was going on because she wanted no parts of it because she felt like it was allegedly going too far, even though she was there when they invited Zaina down to the thing. So let's be very clear about how Toya got involved with that rumor. It was only brought up after the girls set her up at Quads. With that being said, there's a comment on the screen. Jasmine, can you read that comment aloud to me?
The producer put her on the call sheet. And
I'm
so, what does that have to do with your own morals? You're a grown woman. Who
But
cares?
I'm so sick of that comment being thrown around. And the reason why I'm sick of that comment being thrown around is because we have known for seasons throughout different reality shows that producers ask the girls to do this and they ask the girls to do that. And sometimes the girls do it, sometimes the girls don't do it. Kenya was accused of being the only one acting a fool for $1.50, doing everything the producers asked her to do. So just because the producer asks you to do something, it does not mean that you are obligated and entitled to do so. So therefore, I still am morally judging Quad about her gap and her error showing up to her ex-husbands who she has been reading for filth, and she can because they have a past and she is entitled to read him for filth. But her ex-husband's fiance's event, and you're trying to get at Toya. If you're trying to get at Toya and Phaedra, you said that the girls been asking what Miss Quad is, Miss Quad this, Miss Quad that. How about you have another event where Miss Quad is reintroduced to the girls, like the casket scene that we're about to see next week? I guess it's not Mariah. I guess it is Miss Quad. So to me, in my opinion, I think it's tacky. I think it's everything that girls like Quad say that they're not about. I think that if you are going to go ahead and get with Toya, y'all got y'all thing going on, get with Toya, but you don't do it at other people's expense. And to
Right.
me, I still do not see what Sweet Tea has done for everybody to choose and pick her events to act an asset. And for me, I'm not rocking with it. It is great television. Miss Quiet ate up the scene. It is going to be something that we talk about. It going down in Married to Medicine history. I am always willing to give the girls their props and their G's for doing their big one. But on a moral level, don't you ever walk your ass into
This is
my event.
reality TV. Ain't no morals. Let's be
Well, we're
Well,
clear
I'm
talking
about
just
that.
about
saying,
we're
Look at
but
talking
some of the
about
stuff
we're here
that
to
they
do,
done
we're here to
did. It
discuss
ain't no
it. We're
morals.
here to
Look at
dissect it.
Mariah
And for
threatening to
me,
bring out
it's the morals for your square.
receipts
For
on
your square.
Heavenly's husband. Were
For
those
your
morals?
square, it
Where
is
were
no
her
morals.
morals?
But for
No,
my
you lived
square,
for that
how
scene.
I
You
run
loved
this
that
one,
scene, and
I'll
she
live.
still
And
had her
that's that
moral
on that.
compass compared to you or
That's
what
that
you were
on that.
saying. So we
That's that
can't
on that
throw
in this
around
one.
these
don't
In
morals like
tell
we
this
me.
don't
one,
have
that's that on
morals
that.
just because we
Now,
don't
and for
like the
yours,
person.
that's how
That
you
is
run it.
some hot
But for me,
BS.
morally, I don't
No,
live, and that's
no,
where I'm at with it.
no,
Now go, yes,
no,
yes.
no.
My wig is back there taking a smoke break, but baby, I busted. Don't let me go. Okay, well, Antonio, that's how I feel about it. How do you feel about it?
What
Baby,
I felt like what you feel about it is some bullshit. Because I feel like it had it been any other scene or anything else going on, you would have lived. I
Any
feel
other
like you are being
person.
very
Absolutely.
biased. Hold on, hold on. I feel like you are being very biased in this situation because you are not a fan of Quad. Because when Mariah threatened to out Heavenly's husband as cheating and all of that, you lived for that.
Receipt.
When
It
Kenya
wasn't
Moore
at.
showed up to Marlo's thing,
It was the time.
ruining
It's
her
not.
wig launch
I'm
with
glad you
the
admitted that. I'm glad you admitted that.
Y'all had
I'm
lived
glad
for it. Ain't nobody mentioned nothing about her morals or anything like
I
that. But
think.
now since Quad comes to a bridal shower, she ain't got no moral compass.
Whoa, it was
Well,
a bachelorette
listen,
party. It was a
hold on,
bachelorette party.
Jasmine.
I
Hold
mean,
on, Jasmine.
bachelorette, bridal
Hold on,
showers,
Jasmine.
whatever.
A pamper. No, but I want to be very clear. When I say moral, I'm referring to time and place. I just gave her G's for the stunt that she pulled. That's the old stunt queen move, baby. She got it one on one. She ate it up. She cleared the scene. Time and place for me. So the time and place when they was at a lingerie party and she brought up that was not anything serious. This is a girl's bridal event, and for me, the connection is not given, and that's what I feel about it. So time
Well,
and place.
it's crazy to me that this was her bridal event and it was thrown by people that Quad been around. Like, where her friends at to throw this
You have to
bridal
ask
event?
her
She
friends
had
why they
3
not
people
throwing
there,
her bridal
but she
Exactly.
had
event.
14 bridesmaids. Where the rest of them was
I
at? I'm sorry, I said bridesmaid. I meant bridesmaids.
Bridesmaid.
have to have the bridesmaids. Listen, I just want y'all. Listen. Boop, 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 boop. I do want to say this when it comes to like, okay, we're coming to work type of thing. I feel like we clearly see that Sweet Tea took this stuff seriously. If she took heavily off that list before the wedding, she clearly is not. She's been having kind of little bitty breakdowns about this wedding since the season has started. So I feel like they know that she's serious. That she literally had a meltdown right before Quiet came in. I could see if this was something that was just for Toya, that Toya had at her house, that was kind of just for Sweet Tea, that might have been a little different. They were at a suite. They were at, they were just for her. I do not agree with that. It's not even about Moore as a character. Everybody knows I cannot stand Kenya Moore. She's one of the nastiest housewives that I see. But at the grand scheme of it, I understand it being entertainment. But this particular moment, I thought was tacky. I thought that Quad has done tacky things in the past that could be, excused or, kind of just rolled over. But this particular one, she has never talked to that girl. And clearly now she makes fun of her now. She talks about it. She's like, oh, doing all that stuff and all that. I don't, it's not. I'm not gonna say bullying because that's a buzzword, but I feel like you're willfully antagonizing a girl that's not trying to do that to you.
Well, Letitia has kind of thrown her shots in the press since the season has wrapped, and they've kind of started saying stuff like, "Oh, yeah, I had to go through the house with the to cleanse out all the previous demons and stuff like that." Like, so she's kind of taking her little shots as well. The only thing is, we can't get mad when a person responds just because their shot in return may be a bit more, maybe funnier or something like that.
If I give you a 2, don't give me a 9. You know what I'm saying? But I give people 9s and let me stop because I just
baby. Girl, stop. Please stop.
Let's not
with your baby, please.
Okay, let's we not be confused with shots in the postseason with what we're seeing right now in the season. So I get it. And, the social media antics, I don't really have nothing to say about them because y'all ain't gonna like that neither. However, Sammy, before you go, I want you to give your opinion as we're almost winding down on the first portion of this. I want you to give your opinion. But before you do, could you read the super chat and then give your opinion, if you don't mind? Thank you for the super chat, by the way.
Sir Capricorn said they gave Portia coming to Kenya's housewarming.
No.
Oh, shit. And Portia got put out too.
All right, she did get put out. And she did get put out. But it wasn't her wedding. It wasn't to Mark. It wasn't a baby.
It was her home. It was her home.
Yeah, it wasn't
that's why
finished.
She got put out. It was just
finished.
Go ahead, Sammy.
Yeah, I get it was messy, but there's no way that Sweet Tea, Simone, any of the fans, nobody, y'all could not have possibly thought that this girl was going to come on this show and not have one of the most random, most weirdest, most unnecessary interactions with Quad. That was the whole purpose of them bringing this girl on here, because they wanted that type of craziness, and they got it. And listen, Quad she's done her fair share of BS, but I'm not mad at this. As wrong as it was, she gets an applause for me. She came through. She showed herself getting put out or not. She still made her mark. She made them girls know, I'm still here. I know y'all been wondering about my contract. I've signed it. I'm here. I'll see y'all next time.
Okay. All right.
This now, is not Quad show. Do we think that this is Quad show? Is this Quad show?
I mean, we've heard her name every episode.
According to Sean, it is. Oh no, it's Quad House or something like that. She said. What did Sean say?
Is this Squad show?
Okay, let me ask a question, you guys. I want everybody to answer the question. We're about to get out of here. We're going to start the review for the next episode that we just had, which is the wedding. But before we do you guys think do you think that Phaedra is getting away with this? And what do you think? Like, who should the blame be put on for, I guess, in essence, them ruining Sweet Tea's event? I don't know. Jasmine, then Antonio, then Sammy.
Yes, Phaedra's I love Phaedra. She's AK Cyber Boo, but she definitely is getting away with it because she is closer to Dr. Greg than everybody else. So she was supposed to come in and have Sweet Tea's back, but she's coming in stirring up the pizza and with a blonde wig. So yeah.
Antonio?
Yeah, Phaedra is definitely getting out of it a little, unscathed. She not only, is she Dr. G, but yes, she is friends with Dr. G and she's known him longer, but she's also clearly, her and Quad have a relationship as well. Like we've seen them hanging out outside of being on the show together now, like we've seen them hanging out before. So I get it, but they should have held her feet to the fire just a little bit more because Quad would have had to have the location, how to get up, all of that in order to even be able to get to this place, which clearly it was something that Phaedra, if she wasn't the main orchestrator, she was part of the orchestration of it. So yeah.
Sammy?
It's definitely Phaedra. The fact that you sat there with them girls that whole time knowing Quad was on the way. You have this relationship with Dr. Greg, who you continue to repeat how this is the happiest you've seen him and all these great things about him and Sweet Tea's relationship. But yeah, you bought that little dagger that could have just blew everything apart. I mean, that's classic Phaedra. So yeah, she's definitely responsible. She got away with it.
Phaedra is doing what we know Phaedra does. So
Phaedra.
I mean, she did film with Nene's half sisters. Now, what would make her go do that?
Are
what
you
make her go film
stupid?
with her half sisters?
You're not smart.
You're not smart.
Why your favorite was like you not?
She ain't got no real people in her corner because ain't no way that you could have even been comfortable enough to come up to my party with this man X and not think me and my people finna jump on your head.
That would be her ass.
Now we blaming Lemonade.
We blaming the sheriff.
I'm not blaming Jazz and the Lemonade for that.
I'm just saying the sheriff got a BB gun. She not ready for this war she came up in for. She not the sheriff. She's not the sheriff.
Well, she's a veteran. Thank you for your service. All I got to say is all I got to say is do y'all want her to be bothered and freak out, or do y'all want her to be cool, calm, and collected and be
That's
like,
true. I feel like the goalpost moving.
It's like she's going to lose either way because if she be like, bitch, why y'all bring up blah, 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 y'all would be like,
she didn't have to do all that. She didn't have to do all that. The fact that she said in that car, I'm just gonna let these girls know it's a new sheriff in town, and every chance that they bring up Quad to make her uncomfortable, she don't become nobody's sheriff. She foes. Like,
wait a minute. So
I want you to be who you say you gonna.
What she supposed to do, Shay? What is she supposed to do?
What do you mean? What is she supposed to do?
Whoa!
I wouldn't have been mad though if when Quad walked in, if Sweet Tea would have went off. Like I don't want nobody to get physical or nothing like that. But I wouldn't have been mad at it.
She could have politely stood up and said, "I'm glad."
What she did was ask Quad to come and sit beside her, and then gave Quad a hug.
And then act like she didn't want to tell the girl to leave. I would have politely got up and said,
"She didn't."
She went into the confessional and said, "Now I got the 14,000. Now I got to deal with the body contract."
She didn't have to.
She said in the confessional. You know what?
She chose to.
I don't know. Now I got to smile through later this. After they had already filmed that scene and probably other stuff had happened. Yes, she didn't say it. Yeah, for sure.
Now I got to smile. You didn't have to smile through that. You just like Toya threw a fit. She would have had every right to throw that same fit.
Well, she doesn't.
And I was going to put Phaedra ass and you and Clyde both get on up out of here.
She doesn't know her. Every event that's for her. Every time I come to something or every time I invite them to something that's for me in this situation, they're bringing her up. Y'all got to give her grace on.
That's true.
No. After she made that comment about being the sheriff and shutting it down, she gets no grace. Now show up as
Sammy, now wait a minute.
She needs to shut it down.
She
needs to shut it down.
But I'm the new sheriff on leave.
Sammy, really?
Yes. You're not finna sit here on this camera and talk about how big and bad you're gonna be, and every time your chance comes, you
She is not walking around talking about she big and bad.
I'm finna let them know it's a new sheriff in town. Pull out the badge, girl.
So she
do what you
can't
said you're gonna
do.
do.
Not the badge, but also the handcuff.
She got the cowboy hat. Go in the holster.
But she can't talk. But she can't talk her. So you tell me she got to sit there and be like, "Oh my God, thank you for having me," type of thing. That she's a grown woman too. She told Hamlet to sit her.
Let me tell you something. Ain't no way if she was gonna whoop her sister ass, she could have put Quad up out of there.
Okay, all right.
Sweet Tea ain't ready for this TV stuff.
All right.
Not only that, she was
No,
still, she was still very new into this
and
relationship. And while she going through the stresses of planning a wedding, she trying to still understand the man she about to marry, his ex-wife, his friend group, what he doing, all of this. So she did have a lot of stress on her. But it
and
was
then you
because she
invited
put
the
herself in this
ex-wife. With that
situation.
being said, I heard somebody mention Toya, and we were going to wrap up, but let's just get Toya out of the way so we can move on. This is the last topic. Did Toya stand on business? Yes or no? Just a yes or
Yes.
no, a brief synopsis, then we're out.
What does stand on business mean?
Well,
I
I mean,
just really
Toya,
started hearing it when T.I.
Yesterday,
son was saying
you
it.
standing on business. Yesterday,
Toya,
you stand on business. Today,
Toya, when Quad got in the room, Toya shut down Quad, attempted to shut down interactions between Quad and Heavenly, between Quad and Simone, and between Quad and Sweet Tea. Now she said that, she did not want the girl there. Everybody's being fake because they've all talked cold cash shit about her behind her back and it being nice in her face. And she asked her to leave because she was not invited. Is it two birds with one stone? What do you guys think? Sammy, we're going to start with you, Antonio, then Jasmine, and then I am going to speak. Thank you.
Toya, I guess you could say she's still on business because Quad left, even though Quad got the okay from Sweet Tea before she left. But she also made herself look like a fool because she attacked Sweet Tea in the process. So I don't know who she stood on business with more, Sweet Tea or Quad. Either way, Quad made her mark. So hey, stand
And
on
so
it,
did
fall
Toya.
on it.
I think Toya only stood on business with Sweet Tea because Quad was paying her no mind.
Yeah.
Quad only left because Toya then made Sweet Tea make Quad, to tell Quad to leave or whatever. Toya wasn't really doing nothing. I love Toya, but she wasn't really doing nothing as it relates to her and Quad's interaction. But if we're gonna say, she stood on business, yeah, she did stand on business with Sweet Tea. She made Sweet Tea do what she wanted Sweet Tea to do. Sweet Tea still ain't shown to be that sheriff that she gloated about. Go ahead.
I didn't know sheriff was such a big
Yeah,
word.
it is.
Were you still?
No,
Oh,
I'm gone. You can go though.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Y'all, please, okay? Please, Jasmine, go.
Well, I just think that Toya did stand on business because I feel like that is okay for people to not have the type of personalities that we have. Like I would have stood up and told that heifer to get out my shit, my stuff, and then, but I'm not gonna. If I have friends like Sweet Tea, that's just gonna be like, okay, feeling that on the inside, not saying nothing. So I think that people have their own opinion about, how Toya might have talked to Sweet Tea, and that's valid, that's fair. But in the grand scheme of it, I think that she was right for telling her to leave. She didn't invite her. It was a part that she did have for Sweet Tea. And I do think Sweet Tea is she can have a passive personality without someone thinking that she's soft. So
Charm is soft.
I don't know. Oh,
please,
I
please.
don't know Sweet Tea enough to say what her personality is like. If it's meek, if it's not. Right now, it's giving me a girl that wanted everything that she asked for. She got it. And now she is being forced to put up or shut up and deal with it. I think that it is overwhelming. It looks like to me, it looks like it is overwhelming her in a sense because I don't think that, like I mentioned it last week, this was the experience that she's getting right now. I don't think is the experience that she was necessarily sold on at the time. Quiet had not signed her contract. It was a lot of conversation. She said she wasn't coming back with a raise and she's not coming back and she's moving on and this and that. I don't know if she was fully prepared for what she has gotten herself into. You got the cameras, you got Lemonade acting a damn fool, you got Johnny shaking her down for $14,000 more. The wedding
She's
venue's
still trying to
moved.
get to know her husband.
Right. I mean, her husband don't want to pull his pants back up. She's going through a lot. And so I don't know whether she's meek and mild or she's a new sheriff in town and she wild. I don't know this yet. It's too early in the season. We've gotten a lot in 3 episodes, and I can't really get a gauge on Sweet Tea just as of yet. With that being said, um, if Quad comes in and she's proving a point to Toya, like you can't get rid of me and nanny boo boo, I signed my contract. You're gonna have to deal with me for another year. I don't know necessarily. I do think that Quad was attempting to pay it. She wasn't giving her too much. Sweet Tea, what would you like me to do? What would you like me to do? So I give Quad kudos for that. But regardless to whether it made a dent in the room or not, I do applaud, not applaud, but I do see Toya for at least not sitting down and not being like, it's cool. And the Next week I'm gonna get her ass. Next scene I'm gonna get her ass. She said what she had to say in the moment. She was honest about it in the moment, and it is what it is. So as far as I'm concerned, right now both of the girls even, no matter how she had to do it, she got her ass up out of there, and she let Phaedra know that you're a messy ass bitch. And for right now, as far as Phaedra is concerned, I really do feel like the girls could have ate her up and nailed her to the cross. But y'all know Phaedra kind of run when it gets hot, and I think that it is very clear to me that everybody has their eyes on her, as we're going to get into in the next episode, hosted by Jasmine. But I feel like everybody got their eye on her, so they're giving her this one. I don't know if they're going to keep giving her twos and threes and fours to really fuck with them like she fucked with. Oops, excuse me. Oops, mess with them like she messed with Sweet Tea at the event. With that being said, thank y'all for tuning in with us early. We got a whole episode to go. We're going to go ahead and get into that episode. But before we do, Sammy, thank you for coming on up in here
I
with
guess,
us. I
baby.
know that you don't have an invitation to the wedding, and that is, but
That's right, baby. I'm finna go put my roses in the tub, but first I'm finna go down in this chat and grab TKC because I see him saying some stuff that I don't
Whoa,
agree
whoa,
with.
what is
whoa.
he
Hey,
saying?
he's
I can't
already
see.
bald
I'm
headed
just
last
grabbing
night.
random
That's
comments, so
gotta
I don't
be.
know what he wants to say. But by all means, please be our guest, Sammy. Go on down there with your wrench and handle things, okay?
Woo!
All right.
Good night. Well, see you. See you in a minute.
See you later. Also, you guys, we will be Dream. I think she's in the comments again. I can't see, but Dream will be popping up and giving her take on things. Hopefully, at the end of the episode, calling in as well as in the chat. Dream is a part of the panel as well. It was good to have the four of us up here again. Antonia is really clearly locked and loaded and ready to go. So, Jasmine, with that being said,
Hello. Thank you. No, I'm just playing. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm actually going to be recapping this past episode. So we're going to be talking about the wedding. So thank you guys for continuing to lean in. And let's go. So when we start this episode off, we are, kind of going back from the pamper party, the bachelor party. They're kind of sitting there talking with, Simone and Cece are talking with Toya and Eugene. And I just find it so funny that they've gotten so old that they still tell like their wives everything. Like, I just feel like that is so funny. But moving forward, the next scene is heavily in Jackie pulling up to Phaedra's house. They've never been there before. I actually haven't seen it since Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, I is that when we last time we really saw Phaedra's
Yeah.
house?
Yeah.
It looks like it's different. It's very colorful, like Jackie said, and immediately Jackie comes in. So, honey, what about that invite? Why did you do it? And Phaedra's, excuses that she just wanted to get Quad more solidified in the group. She actually said that she felt like Quad brought some positivity, after the whole meltdown and things like that. I love Phaedra, but she's full of hot air. She's not congenial. But but at the end of the day, they kind of talk about that a little bit more. And Jackie kind of still kind of holds Phaedra's feet to the fire. Like, but again, how do you feel? Are you still standing on that decision for that? And Phaedra kind of says, yeah, I kind of felt like it was one of those things, like you either gonna barbecue or boo-boo. I don't know if y'all from the South. I don't know if y'all know what that
yeah,
means.
we say barbecue or mildew.
Barbecue, bill do barbecue, boo-boo, whatever the case
Okay,
may
I ain't never
be.
heard barbecue.
She says that Phaedra also says that that she did it also because those friends are really Quad's friends. And Jackie says, wait a minute, honey, before we jump the gun, I'm really not her friend, kind of. That's what I got from. She didn't really say I'm not her friend, but she basically said that Quad only reaches out when it see the benefit of her. She doesn't, you might text her, it might take her 6 weeks to text back. And she's like, I'm not really knowing what is my relationship with Quad. So they kind of go into that conversation about that and kind of moving on to the next thing. But before we go into that, can we discuss it? Chase, this is my first time ever passing it off
You've
to
never
you.
passed it off to
Oh
me
my
before.
God. How do you feel about this scene? Let me know, child.
This is what I was referring to in the middle of whatever that first 30 minutes was. Thank y'all for rocking with us. That whirlwind of 30 minutes. But this is what I was alluding to. Even though they're not necessarily going at her in a housewife style of way, they are putting her on notice that we are watching you. And we know you lie. We know you sneaky. And you might be able to do it with Sweet Tea, but if you ever pull it with us, it's gonna be on and popping. So
Bye-bye.
I think that that's where it was. Like Jackie, uh, what's her name? Phaedra is so used to wiggling out of things. Remember when she was sitting across from Cynthia, and Cynthia had that butt
Ooh,
dial,
something bit
and she
me.
something bit my titty. Ooh, girl, there was some sweet
Oh,
milk.
yes, I do remember that.
She's used to wiggling out of things. So I think that she clocked it as well. If you look at her face when Jackie say ha ha ha, ha, but back to Sweet Tea. So what
Right.
makes you think that was all right? I think that
Yeah.
it was a cockamamie excuse. It was some BS. It was great television. But if that's the excuse that we're getting, try again. Nene, what did Nene say? You a lawyer? You can't come up with a better lie than that, girl. Please.
Yes.
Um, in regards to Jackie, I also want to touch on Jackie's comment about Quad, and I'm so glad that Miss Quad is not on the stage with us right now because I don't want to be attacked for this.
Ooh, I know.
But my well, I mean, I said to his face anyway, so I don't really care. But my opinion about that is they never liked Quad like that anyway. They just like Quad a little bit more than they like Mariah, and she was the easier one out of the two to connect with because she did make an effort where at times Mariah didn't, and it was just easier to side with Quad and use that friendship and create a. And also, the wedge was already there between the friendship, but I don't think that they did anything really to help bring it back together. They really didn't want to see it facilitate because those girls dominated that first season. They gave them hell that whole first season. And so I'm glad now that Jack is finally verbalizing. I don't really see it for you either. So hopefully that's something that is addressed at the reunion. But one thing that we know about Quad, the girls that she should be getting and should be spending her time on, i.e. Heavenly, she won't do it. And so I really wonder where we're going to go with that Jackie thing. But that is a comment that I feel definitely needs to be addressed because, in my opinion, for the longest, they don't like her, don't see it for her. And the only one keeping her a part of this group is Dr. Heavenly.
But do you think that she just should have said, I'm not her friend? When she said, well, we're not friends.
She said it in Dr. Jackie's way. She said it. We're not friends. I'm not her friend. That's how Dr. Jackie speaks.
Sorry, Dad. Antonio?
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely. I was kind of surprised because I guess we've seen Jackie kind of be very blunt or direct before, but to me, I was surprised to see her blunt and direct. I don't know, during this scene, I just wasn't expecting that. Especially since they're still getting to know, Phaedra. So I did personally think that Jackie would be the one that kind of gave Phaedra a little pass, and maybe Heavenly would hold her to the fire a little bit more. But clearly, Heavenly had given Jackie a pep talk on the way to Phaedra house, and that's kind of what they had came up with. It was obvious. I agree with Chase when they were like, well, Quad, you guys are Quad's friend, and Jackie was like, hold on, and Heavenly like, I'm Quad's friend, which I did kind of turn up my lip a little bit at that too, because I'm like, yeah, my friends don't do that. Like the stuff you be doing to Quad, my friends don't do that. But okay,
Exactly.
y'all friends,
Exactly.
then y'all are friends. If that's kind of the type of friendship that y'all have. I don't think Jackie really likes Phaedra. I think it's a little bit more to me than just we kind of got our eye on her. I just don't think she really liked Phaedra. We also know that Jackie has worked with Candy in the past and her pregnancy, stuff like that. So I do think that some of the stuff that Phaedra done in the past is still haunting her at this moment, on Married to Medicine. So I think that's kind of turning a lot of the women off because they really, they've seen her work and they know how she is, regardless as to how, good for TV she is or not. I don't think Jackie sees it for her. Even her, some of the comments that she made at like BravoCon from some of the clips, that I saw, I just don't think she really sees it for Phaedra at all.
She doesn't.
Maybe she
And I
should just
want
look in the mirror because they're the same to me.
Well, yeah, well,
Now, Jazz,
I'm
boom.
sick of genuine.
shit sometimes, but I'm
Okay.
with you on that.
Okay. When I'm right, I'm right. Hey,
Well,
when I'm
let
on
me say
it,
this as well. I think that she already had. Remember, she said on the first episode, "Yeah, we got our eyes on him. She's slicking in the whatever on us or whatever. We got our
She's
eyes
looking
on
at
him now.
oil on a wet pavement or something.
On a wet highway or something like that."
somebody 57 would say, yeah.
I think that they also have seen what her comments have the potential to do to your business. And one thing that all of these women offer, they're doctors. They're doctors.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to get in the mud and get dirty with someone who don't care
Yeah.
whether she win a case or not? She ain't never won one, allegedly. Who who wants to get dirty when a person would and roll around and do the reality TV thing, the banter with each other, when you know that a person doesn't care what you got to lose because they're too busy out in Dubai. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
not in Dubai, sweetie. Um, I think that was pretty much it on the scene. I do wanna notate that Heavenly still is saying that she doesn't think that they're ready. She kind of says that it's because of the outburst that Sweet Tea had at the pamper party. But I just think that that's so I mean, I just feel like Heavenly just has a lot of nerve as she do synthetic weave. She has a lot of daggone nerve. So
She
I just
does.
don't know that.
She does. She
Before we
has the
move on,
audacity now.
He has a
yeah,
lot of
because she had the audacity to sit up and talk about somebody else's house, and I know
wow.
that she is not talking about nobody's house.
Baby, the way Jasmine wore her house out last season.
No, the way
Now,
you and Jasmine wore her house out last.
because she
Don't
has
forget
what
it, baby. Don't forget
20th
it. I remember.
century. What is her house decorated like? 20th century.
It's giving
Um,
treehouse. It's giving rich tree, like all this oak, all this. If you got to wear socks, so you can get a splinter. Like
yeah,
she got like the
20th century. Pressure wash this motherfucker. No, just
pressure
playing.
wash it. Your house not even pressure wash. You got the nerve to talk
God.
about.
Pressure wash this dirty mother. You gonna get people sick? No, just
We
kidding.
got to move on, but Jasmine, I also wanted to say that I feel like looking at the decor in Phaedra's house, that's why Apollo was always so mad because he knew when he left what she was going to do to that damn house.
Oh, good.
But
Okay.
then she has had, like, I remember that blue and yellow from years ago. And I hated it then.
Yeah.
And I still hate it
I
now.
hate the color blue. I mean, I don't hate the color blue. I don't like the color green. Blue is just like, I just don't think it would be for my house.
Yeah.
But it's giving.
She did have a lot going on. Like, we really
As I
got
look
to
at my
see
blue
some
couch.
No, I'm sorry. I
No, it's
felt
okay,
like I
girl. You
saw
just keep
that.
talking shit.
Well, I said what I said. I stand on business. No, just kidding. I'm
Come
just
on, King.
We're gonna do a quick little run through on this next scene because it was with Simone and Cecil talking to Miles as he's crawling through college. He's gonna be working on his 7th year by the end of it all. And Cecil's kind of trying to get him to go into like an internship or trying to do something, maybe work for Tyler Perry or whatever. I'm not sure what he wants to do. But I do agree with like a college graduate. I took 5 years, but at the same time, like I definitely, I do think that they're entitled. But I did want to ask a question about that, and it's real quick because there's not that much going on with that. But I did want to ask a question about like, are we in the Black community, we tend to kick our kids out at 18 sometimes, and I get what Cecil is saying about, well, we didn't have, our parents didn't have the resources we do. So we're kind of giving them that extra rope, or is it just coddling and, being taken advantage of, being an ATM? Real quick, Antonio.
I honestly, Jazz, I think it's a little bit of both. Like, I get it, and I get where Simone is coming from because it seems like they're not really even taking school seriously. So it's like you're not even taking, your school and your schoolwork seriously. So I'm not going to continuously shell out money if you're not even taking that serious. So I get it. I think maybe if they really buckle down, because clearly they don't have to work, they get to take vacations, stuff like that, and it's on their mom and and their dad. With Cecil, I think he does want to make sure that he sets them up for success, and I understand that. But I think that both the sons should take it more serious as to the situation that they are being put in, and listen to Simone and what it is that she is trying to say. I think she really wants them to be successful, but to be smart in this moment. Yeah, you get out of college, then you stay here. Okay, but you're not going to be able to just spend all your money so frivolously. You're going to need to be able to save money, so on and so forth. So I think that it's frustrating her because she sees that they are getting by on C's instead of, A's, or maybe A's and B's, like some of the other kids do, who don't have to work and don't have to worry about how the tuition's going to be paid and how their apartment's going to be paid and so on and so forth.
Right. 5 years. I don't know who said that. So first of all, thank you, Nisha, for the $1.99. I appreciate that. It's giving Bridgerton. I'm not sure if she's talking about Phaedra's
You
house.
must be talking about Miss Quiet.
Yeah, she's talking about Phaedra's house.
Phaedra's house. I can
Oh,
see
yes.
that. That's fair. 5 years is normal. So I don't know who said 5 years.
5
Too
years
young
is
for
normal,
college.
but it
First of all,
sounds like
do
you're going
you
on
have
6,
one?
Jasmine.
Oh, okay, sorry. Huh?
Sound like you're going on 6.
He's going on. He's gonna by the time he gets done with this internship that Cecil is trying to persuade him
It
to
will be
do,
like
it would
6
be
or maybe a
7.
little
It would
over
be like
6.
6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, is he working part-time and then doing a
no,
couple of credit
I
hours a
don't think them kids
semester?
work at all.
no.
Clearly, we saw the younger one was in Cabo, and they were saying that they was getting all the Uber receipts and stuff like that, and he looked like he was at a pretty nice resort.
Right,
So
right,
And he was he shipping that hose? Because that's what it sounded like to
right. They
me.
was Ubering in because they was too scared to get
probably
off the
so.
property, so they was Ubering in hookers and I mean,
Michael.
allegedly.
Wow. Antonio said it all really. I just know that as if it were me and my child, now is I don't stay with my mom, but you know, my mom has looked out for me a lot longer than most parents would have, and a
Mhm.
lot longer than most parents should have. And so I'm forever grateful for everything that she has done for me. Mommy, I love you. And so I get that. And a part of me kind of felt for the longest time handicapped by it because at one point it's like, I mean, I could work hard, but you know, mommy, I need $200, girl. I ain't got that
Right.
money. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and then when I moved to Atlanta, it was like she was helping me, but it was not. It was just night and day from Jacksonville, Florida. Like the expenses were different. I got rent. You know, I got an apartment. I got this. I got that. I got this. So it was a little yin around the house, and I'm grateful for what she gave me. But I was working 3 jobs at one time and trying to finish school and trying to do this and trying to do that, and I just, you know, was overwhelmed. And so I understand both sides of the token. But if it was my child, I would definitely not want to pay for C's. Like, what is
Right,
his major?
Yeah.
right. Film,
What are you
So
doing?
something
I
to
would
do
I
with
would
film,
want
film
to
and
concrete
television,
plan.
right? Yeah.
for real. Right. Yeah.
I
I
would want a
mean, I
concrete
don't.
plan, and I don't think that's unfair to ask.
It's not. I mean, my mom passed away on my senior year, so that's what happened. That's what made me have a fifth year, pretty much. But
Hmm.
people change majors. People, it doesn't. It's not really about your circumstances at home, really. Because if you don't got the college, whether it's be on scholarship or anything like that, then you're good to go. The years that you take there is basically based on your work ethic to get
Yeah.
done. So, 5 years. I had stuff going on, with the passing of my mom and stuff like that. So that's just what happened, but before I am an only child, before that, I was pretty well off, I was pretty taken care of, and I was the only child. So I guess people might would have said I was spoiled. So, but I think in the Black community that we get caught up, about, when I started working at the bank, I realized that sometimes like white people will have set up accounts, and they, by the time they finish college, they got $20,000-$30,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, we could take a lot of, whatever for that, like a lot of knowledge, or kind of look into that. So, but thank you guys for talking about that. I know, this is Lean. We're going to get back into the drama. Thank you.
TKC, you're gonna get put out if you ever come for Duval County. Don't you ever come for Duval? Go ahead, Jasmine.
All right. So the next thing is, now CKC, and now I know I already ran you low yesterday. Please don't have me do it today. I'm already getting kind of. So next scene. Sweet Tea and Greg look like they're going to what's look like their wedding rehearsal. This is kind of going kind of fast. In the beginning of this scene, they're talking kind of about their the bachelorette party and the bachelor party. Is anybody else weirded out about Greg when he's talking about this shit? Like he's like, like foaming at the mouth and stuff, like, oh, it was so crazy. I just feel like he makes me cringe when he talks about this stuff. Y'all don't feel that?
I feel like I must be missing out on Cooch because wow.
You are, baby. Anyway, Sweet Tea tells it. Woo, sorry. Sweet Tea tells him that, at the pamper party, Quad showed up, and he's like, why? Oh, why? And asking her so many times why she showed up. She doesn't know. But we kind of see this, move on, and we see Sweet Tea's family. I thought her mom was a pretty woman. I thought her dad, hey, I like him over too, Sweet Tea. Yeah, your daddy was kind of cute too. But no, I'm just kidding. But we
She's
see.
not kidding, y'all. Go ahead, Jen.
Well, hey.
You can't never have no sit. It's ridiculous how y'all get up there and cut
Oh
up
my
so bad.
god. Oh well. Anyway, we meet the family. I just think it's Sweet Tea. She's just so country bumped because see, she ran and she like, what's up, y'all? Like I was tripping. Like, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? Like I was like, I'm from the South, but this just from the South. Now I'm in Texas now, and they say I'm very Southern. They can't understand me half the time, but wherever she's from, they eat collard greens and chitlins. So moving forward, in this scene, moving forward in this scene, we also found out that Greg is 23 years her senior.
Oh,
And
you said, oh, but damn.
but she's been in the sugar baby game, is what she said. Moving forward in that, Greg goes outside and calls Phaedra. He's like kind of just trying to see what happened, why you do that, trying to get the info. She said she wanted to make sure Sweet Tea knew that there was no animosity with Quad to clear up the issues with the group. Greg says he don't give up what the women think, and that Phaedra is there to watch out for Sweet Tea. And asked Phaedra, moving forward, next time you need to give me a heads up, baby. She said no need. Issue dead. Boom. So we're gonna go ahead and discuss Chase. Start it off, baby.
Man, Phaedra was so annoyed when she put it in the phone. What do you? I'm trying to say y'all show. The people say y'all were finna get canceled after last season. I am here. What do you want me to do? Okay. I got Sweet Tea back. Yes, they run. Yes, they reading her. Yes, I know. Okay, all right. I had a little too much fun. Going forward, I got her back.
Right.
I liked the phone conversation because I feel like it was, authentic. Now, do I think that he's a nasty ass man? Absolutely. Do I think that he was doing a little bit too much hot dogging and grandstanding and gloating in front of his wife to be? Absolutely. Like some things you do not have to tell. I don't want to know how much fun you had. You had a good time? Thank you, baby. I'm glad you had a good time. I just, oh, girl, I just, oh, boy, oh, mom. All that. You ain't got to do all that. Because what you trying to say about all this?
Right.
And you talking about all that.
My
So
bubbly
anyway,
raised.
I did like to see Sweet Tea come in and get the family, riled up. It's a big event. It's cameras. They from Willacoochee, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's collard greens and chitlins, and I'm sure everybody was excited. And I liked it. It made me feel good. Right now for me, as I continue to say, share comment aside, I don't see what Sweet Tea is doing so bad to the other ladies. And so I'm willing to give her, more leniency than others are. And that's okay. But I did enjoy seeing her interact with her family. I feel like they all feel like that I hit it big time and hit it rich, but that's another conversation, I guess.
That's true. You better go
Give them
golfing with that
access
man.
to the money.
What did she say? Her daddy said, you better go golfing with him. You better cook him some food, cook him some collard greens, ham house, chicken, cornbread, macaroni and cheese, potato salad. Okay, sorry.
Everybody got a little access to the money. Oh,
Yeah.
and I want to say congratulations, Zeta. Go ahead, Antonio.
Yeah, congrats, Zeta. It's always a blessing to graduate. Mwah. Antonio? You're on mute.
Who muted them?
Oh, my bad.
I didn't mute.
I did it.
Oh, okay. I was like,
That wasn't Jasmine that time. No, I did. But no, I like Sweet Tea's sunglasses. You could tell that she was stressed out a lot. And you know how sometimes it is you under so much stress, and when somebody asks you okay and you start to cry, that's how you knew that she did have a lot on her. Honestly, I don't mind Sweet Tea at this point. I'm still okay with her, seeing how she maneuvers, this group throughout the show. But I don't think that she was maybe mentally or emotionally prepared for kind of what some of the other ladies, some of that stress that the other ladies can put on you or reality TV can put on you, period. It was good to see all of her, her family. Did Greg have any family there? Like they was like, no, they ain't coming because they ain't coming to another wedding in Atlanta for him. Because they only showed Sweet Tea grandmama and mama and daddy and sisters and nephews and stuff like that.
Greg may be the oldest person in his family anyway, so I mean,
yeah, well, he might, but the others still could have came.
Oh wait, how old is he? Is he in his 60s?
That was me.
Greg is in his 50s. Greg is like 53, 54.
You
That's
showed
not old.
like
I thought he was in his 60s.
No, but he is like 3 years older than Sweet Tea's mama, though.
5. I have
Five?
this.
It was 5.
So yeah, I see my
I damn near threw up and gagged at the same time.
I don't mind.
But hey, they get a little access to the
It's-
money. So
Let me
the
ask
daddy
you a
was on
question.
board.
Do y'all think that Dr. G is attractive?
You said what?
Do you think Dr. G is attractive?
Yeah, I think he's an attractive guy. Like, I'm not attracted to him,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think he's an attractive guy. Like, I don't think he's, unattractive at all. At all. Maybe personality, but as far as looks, I don't think he's ugly at all.
Okay. Chase?
I think that everyone is attracted to someone.
Oh, Lord.
You know what really ruined it for me? His personality. He is just trash. Like, I can't even look at him. I do think he looks a lot better with that pepper beard, and it seems like his voice has dropped in the last couple of seasons. So I guess he's got that going for him.
I think it's because he lost a little bit of weight, so it made his voice a little deeper.
Okay. Oh, so
he's handsome to me. He's just too short for me, and his voice sounds like he's sucking like a balloon or something, like a helium. But
he's not driving that Mini Cooper no more either.
I would be if I was at a party and I saw him, I would be attracted to him. But I do like bigger. So
you like bigger what?
Did y'all have anything else to say about that?
Certainly not penis. Can I say?
Certainly not me.
Allegedly.
I don't know nothing about it. I'm just saying.
Did you be at a party like this, Jazz?
Yeah, I be like Stella. You know how Stella was? Mm-hmm.
Well, we seen the video of him and Sweet Tea at the party dancing to Megan, and she was like,
well, Sweet Tea dances with her titties. And I'm gonna go her bubbly titties. So that's just that I don't have those bubblies. So I don't dance like that. I dance with my wagon because I'm dragging.
So she's busty.
She's busty. I got bee stings, but an ass that'll swallow up a G-string. Moving forward, I'm just
I just don't want to know it. But I'm happy for you. I live.
I know, honey. It's happy.
I live.
Not just kidding. Anyway, moving forward, it's Toya's birthday, and I thought it was so cool that the birthday and the wedding was the same day. I probably would have went and had a good time too. But kind of moving forward into the scene, everybody's kind of driving respectively with their husbands and wives to the wedding. We have sorry about that. We have Cecil and Simone. Simone says the wedding better look like it cost $1 million, honey, with the extra $14,000 that was called and needed to be done and paid by midnight. Cecil jokes and says, what is Quad gonna wear to the wedding? Toya and Eugene riding to the wedding, and they're both happy for Dr. G. Toya says she felt like he was stuck, saying that can you imagine not having sex for 2 years? And then the next year, I'm telling you, but you better be faithful. So they're happy. That brief synopsis on their marriage, with his marriage with Quad. And she said that Heavy and Damon are also riding to the wedding, and Heavy is still talking her ish, and says that she said that she texts Sweet Tea that hey, it's over now. It's today is the wedding, and she didn't get a response back. So we make it to the wedding. Simone and Jackie are there, and we get a brief look in Contessa. How did Contessa look nice? She looked pretty.
She did. She's a pretty woman. So, yeah.
Chase, she looked pretty. She looked nice.
Why is she here, Ike?
Phaedra shows up and you really are something else.
You don't have nothing but Contessa.
Contessa looked nice. She had a masculine feel about her, like her.
You're gonna
understand that masculine. Like
you can't say stuff like that, baby. Go ahead.
I'm not saying that she looks fit. That's what I meant to say.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to say that.
And that color did look good on her too.
She looks good, and she had bone straight, bust down middle.
I must have missed her when she was on there. What did she do?
She just came up. Simone gave her a kiss, and Simone gave her a little bit of tea, like, "Oh, I told you to come to the pamper party. You didn't come." And then she was like, she told her that Squad showed up. So, but she looked cute. I don't know what Contessa would have done there because she doesn't really know Sweet Tea. I didn't know, but they were at the wedding, so maybe they would have connected through Dr. G.
She would have gotten. She would have gotten face to face. I do believe she would have been the one that would have said something. I'll give her.
Even know you think she didn't even know her though? You think she would have butted her nose in there?
Absolutely, she does it all the time.
Please,
absolutely.
You don't like Contessa, huh? I guess I forgot.
Well, I mean, but we've seen her do that in the past. She inserted herself into Mariah and Quad. She inserted herself with Buffy and that. She does that. That's what she does.
I didn't really.
And that's why she's not here.
I think she would have stood on some business.
She would have.
Yeah, she might have. Well, not saying
She
that it's
probably,
bad because I
well,
like,
she
I
probably
like
is a.
Contessa. She just got on my nerves that last season or two, but I like her.
Every
But I think
season.
she might have would have stood up and been like, Phaedra, what's your deal? Why you do this? So I
Well,
can
yeah,
see her.
I would see that
She
her
fought to
saying
be my
wrong is wrong.
mama. I mean, come on, dude.
She would have said wrong is wrong, right is right. I think I could see that. That might be fair.
So take back what you said
About what?
about me, basing my opinion based off of my hatred of her, because that's not what
I
I
didn't
said.
even. I forgot that you hated her. You know, my bad. Listen, we all slip up. I did not mean to say. I did not mean to say masculine, you guys. Somebody just texted me and said, "Please watch it," but I didn't mean to. I meant to say strong. Like she looked fit. Like you know, she
Let's just
worked
move
out.
on from Rita gave her more than she was on the show. Let's just move
They
on.
just texted me said that. But why you keep jumping in and out? Okay. Anyway, Simone asked. So they're looking at the programs. Um, I haven't been to a wedding as recently. So I don't really like programs and stuff like that. I really didn't even know that they have programs at weddings, or I might have been missing them. I come late to weddings most of the time, so I might have missed them. I just looking at it, I didn't think it was cheap. It looked like a little book. I think they have the bridal party, the bachelor, the people on the male side and everything like that. So they was basically Sage was basically alluding that it looked a little cheap. I use this in my funeral homes. She said hers was on. That's what she said. She said hers in her wedding with Apollo was on silk. So Simone kind of her gets into a conversation, and she's like, how long have you been married? She says 8 years, and Phaedra says that she 8 years married and they've been knowing each other since 12th grade. So
Who,
my
he was in 12th grade? Because
she's like 5 years older than Apollo.
what is she talking about? Anyway,
But did anybody else think that was weird that she said that?
I did,
it's
because I was
very
like,
weird.
oh, so they really. So I'm thinking like, so Phaedra really was like, because he had came out before and said, oh, him and Phaedra, when he was living in the projects or didn't have nowhere to live, she would come over there. They would do it on the floor, on the air mattress, all of that. So I'm like, okay, maybe they was messing around since then. I don't know, but I didn't look to see what the difference was in age. But I never heard her say 12th grade. I did not know that. But
I do remember her saying that she talked to him and was with him before he got locked up,
Mm-hmm.
and when he got out, they rekindled everything. So that tracks. But the
That's
12th grade, and you're 5 years older than him. So was he in the 8th grade and you was in the 12th grade, or was he in the 12th grade and dot dot dot?
well, I mean, that has happened. I had a friend that was in the ninth grade that was still dating a sixth grader, like seventh grader. Like, I mean, it sounds weird, but they're just 2 years apart, I guess. Like, I don't know. I like older men. I just said,
Are they 2 years apart or like more than that?
I feel like they're like 5. I just don't get that part because like you said, it does track. Like she said, because I think Apollo spent 8 years. Did he spend about 8 years in jail?
the last
So this time,
The first
the
time.
last time I don't know how, because the last time he ended up doing like 5 or 6, right? He
Five,
wasn't on
yeah,
the full 8, was he?
I thought it was.
he got 8, but he didn't do the full
He
8.
didn't do the
Yeah,
full 8,
and
but
I
it was
forgot
at
how
least
many
5.
he did before. So it's possible maybe they've been
They might
messing
have.
around.
Yeah,
One
because I
thing
mean,
she got his nerve, as you were saying, because how dare you judge anyone's anything when your house is like a coloring book, bitch. I don't like her anyway.
not a coloring book, not Crayola. That's insane. But I just wanted to ask if anybody else, the people in the comments, let me know if you found that kind of weird. I mean, I think that they weren't that far off from each other, but I thought at least a school apart, like middle school, high school. When she got out of high school, he got into high school type of thing. But hey, none of my business. So we get to the entrance of the wedding. Heavy gives her name, and they say she's not on the list, baby. Toya walks up and says, "Damn, you were just at the pamper party." Now, quick question: do we think that Toya knew she wasn't on the list before she got there? Chase,
Ah,
because people are saying that on Twitter, on X. They're
that's a
saying,
good question that never crossed my mind. Her reaction kind of was like, huh?
"Oh,
Oh,
really? Or was it?
okay.
Whoa."
But she didn't stay out that way, so maybe she did know. I don't know. Um, because a real friend, don't leave me out here. Girl, I'm
Hmm.
gonna go and sit in the watch away. No, girl, no, don't leave me out here by myself. Um,
Okay.
I don't know what Toya's involvement with all of this was, but what I will say is, as far as heavily being left off the list, in the words of Sharice Jackson Jordan, rightfully so. Bitch, how dare you You have done it multiple times at this point. You talked about her and her marriage behind her back at that event, at the Pamper event, and you also talked about her and her marriage in another scene in this particular episode. You're telling everybody but Sweet Tea. And so I feel like if it is something this important and you feel that it is, a gaffe, a major error in judgment, you had the floor on more than one opportunity to address Sweet Tea and give her your thoughts and say, hey, I'm a little concerned about this. I don't know about this. I'm gonna
Wait a minute.
support you, and I don't want you to think I'm not gonna support you because I'm here for you. But I think that we may be moving a little too bit. You're putting a rush on me, and I got to know you better. In the words of Stephanie Mills, and she has not done that. So
Wait
with
a minute.
that being said,
Let me get to that
you
point,
sit
baby.
your ass out there and you wait. That's what you get.
Hold
I'm
on.
all in favor of it.
Oh,
Screw Heavenly.
I was just asking, did y'all think that Toya knew? Give me a
I
moment.
dropped the head. I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay. I do that. We do it. You don't think she knew? Okay.
I really don't. The way her reaction in that moment was like, yeah, of course she's supposed to be on there, but it was like Tori's like, I'm here. It's my birthday. I'm with my husband. We ain't even got to worry about it. But I definitely don't think she knew.
She don't think. Okay. They cut to the next scene. Sweet Tea's, and Sweet Tea says she took Heavy off of this because her maid of honor, Jasmine, told her that Heavy was talking ish at the pamper party, saying Heavy needs to know not to mess with her. Hey, they called Johnny down there from the entrance to kind of handle the situation. When he comes down there, Heavily gets on live. I didn't know if that was a live or if that was just her phone, but I thought it was a live.
I think it was just a video. I think it was a video.
It was a video. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got on her video and basically had Johnny confirm that Sweet Tea did not want her there. Toya tells the girls, Phaedra is gagged. Don't know why. Brings it to you every ball. The wedding starts and it's so beautiful to me. I thought it was just so cute. The little nephew running down. Everybody just looks so pretty there. Even Jackie, not even Jackie, but I'm just saying like everybody. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say.
Yes, you did.
No, I did. It was like this when I said, finally, if I tell you. I didn't mean to say that.
Huh?
I didn't mean to say that. I was just saying like everybody just looked nice. It was a beautiful wedding. And things are going well. And then we see Heavy slip in the back. Now, I don't know if this was editing or was this really how it went. When she slipped in, she had that laugh. And
that was piped in, but it was still hilarious.
It was edited.
Yes, that was. But it was funny. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was. She last people to see the couple finished the vows and rings. And baby, they married now. Okay, so now we can talk about what we feel about. No, it's okay. Or what we feel about, the uninviting was Sweet Tea. Now that we know the definition, Antonio, was Sweet Tea standing on business with that being disinviting heavily? Yeah. Yes.
I think that it was warranted. I feel like, as Chase said previously, Heavenly has had multiple opportunities to where if she really wanted to, or if she was really concerned about Sweet Tea and her well-being or her going into this marriage, then she could have told her. Instead, she pumped her with tequila to get more information out of Sweet Tea to then use against her later on to say that they shouldn't be getting, married. Heavenly, I hope Sweet Tea and even Dr. G are watching this show and knowing that Heavenly, she may have convinced Sweet Tea, brought Sweet Tea on to argue with Quad or whatever, but she also has no type of love or loyalty to Sweet Tea, and Sweet Tea at this point is an easy target for Phaedra because honestly, I don't think Sweet Tea hasn't done anything to I'm sorry, I think I said Phaedra, Heavenly. Sweet Tea hasn't done anything to Heavenly to kind of warrant this, and it's like if you feel this strongly and they shouldn't be married and so on and so forth, why are you even going to the wedding? Why are you leaving your daughter's senior prom pictures to go to the wedding? It just didn't make any sense because I'm sure you could have gotten out of it if you wanted to. So that, yeah, I think Sweet Tea did right by not inviting her, but clearly, the powers that be wanted Heavenly there, so she was still able to come. And I could have sworn I heard Heavenly, still kind of going in on the wedding and even maybe saying that they didn't pay for everything that, some of the production may have paid for, some of the stuff or whatever. So it's odd, but it's, it's what Heavenly does. It's her brand.
Yes.
So
yeah. I mean, I think that that is so nasty because at the end of the day, it's not your wedding, so it's really not none of your business how things get paid. She always want to brings up money, but her house still looks like it needs being pressure washed. So I just feel like I just don't understand Heavenly's like tactics on stuff like that because it starts to wear on me. Yeah, it's funny for a minute to me,
Yeah.
but it starts to wear on me, baby, because baby, she uninvited you. It's real on her mind. So y'all playing these games, y'all doing all this production stuff. That's fine, but she uninvited you. You and your husband, he ain't said a word to her. And so she did not mind. And now, he's a good friend of Dr. G. So I felt like she's like, I don't know. I heavily, it gets to a point where like I couldn't even be friends with her because I would just fight her. I stand on business. So I would just beat her up. And that's just it. I would have beat up, popped her up. I would have just been knocked her straight in the mouth. And she's a dentist. She could have fixed it. But I'm just like, I just don't, I just, and the fact that they still let her in is that like this was this girl's wedding. Regardless of how you feel about the future of it, regardless of how you feel about, Dr. G, she loves him. That's the man she wants to marry. I don't particularly like Curtis. Yuck. He reminds me, he gives me the same vibe as Dr. G. But I'm not sitting here telling Jackie, like, please leave him. Like, that's your own marriage.
Please
like,
leave him.
Well, some people are.
Please leave him in Dominican Republic.
Well, exactly. What project does he have? Ain't he a basketball coach? Never mind. At the end of the day, I'm not really feeling this because it just takes it, talk about her gum to teeth ratio or something. Talk about, just talk, I'm just saying this is stuff I'm seeing on Twitter. I'm not saying this stuff. I'm just saying these things on Twitter. I'm just saying like, talk about the stuff that people are just being trivial and talk. I think the girl is very cute, bubbly breast, whatever the case may be. I think she's very beautiful. I think she's a pretty girl. She, I don't have nothing against her, but this, like, I guess everybody doesn't believe that, the marriage is important, real.
Yeah. And I also feel like with the, I appreciate the friend for going back and telling, Sweet Tea what was said. However, had that been my friends there, they would have gathered Heavenly so quick.
Tell me right then.
And so good and so bad and dragged her so low that she would have known what to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, thank you to the friend, but the friend could have spoke up at that time. Well, and say, hey, well, even if she didn't just go in on Heavenly, even saying, hey, that may be a conversation that you should have with Letitia instead of having it, with everyone else that's here. It was crazy that she felt comfortable enough with doing that, knowing that this girl's family and friends were in that room.
Right. Right.
I also think Sweet Tea and Lemonade got up out of that room, though. I know that much. She saw how they were going to whoop down on each other. What you think they were going to do to her if they would have heard her say it? We talk about this production thing, and the rule of thumb has always been with production that they don't get involved, right? So if it is production, if Heavenly's saying, I got to do the show, what you mean? The producer saying I got to come on in, and what you think they want me to do? Come on in. I think whoever's producing the show is too heavily involved and not letting it be organic and real. Now, they're not even supposed to really suggest after she was left off the list. They're not supposed to really do nothing about it. That's not. I feel like they're overstepping in a way. It's great television. Don't get me wrong. And I know everybody fighting for this season to be a great season and a hit season, and it is great, and it is so many factors with this cast that it could be great on its own without so much correction and steering from production. If this is true, because everybody's saying they got a job to do, they got to do this, they got to do that. You don't have to do those things. Now, if you want to do them, there's nobody gonna say we're gonna take away your contract if you don't go sneak into her wedding. If you don't hop over that wall and crawl over the woods to get to her wedding, you're not gonna get your contract. Nobody would have faulted heavily on the production side for not going to an event that she had been unceremoniously uninvited to. You know what I mean?
So, they wouldn't have did the same thing in the quad either. They wouldn't have done it.
They wouldn't have. And so that's why the excuse does not really hold much water with me. I think that we always talk about who thirsty this and who thirsty that, and who thirsty this and who thirsty that. In my opinion, you going to an event that you're disinvited to anyway, regardless of whether it's good TV, so regardless of whether you're proving a point, it's thirsty to me. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going it. So bitch, you ain't got to leave me off that list but once. Did Nene go and sneak and crawl and roll under a door to get into Sheree house? The gates don't even work. Did she go fix the gate and get into the gate and then go to that lady's house? No, you left me off the list. I'm gonna cuss you out, and when I see you, it's on and popping. To me, that is what separates the goods from the greats. Heavily so thirsty and so just consumed with this show that she's not even being. Maybe she is being authentically her, and if that's her authentically, that's
Yeah.
even more disgusting. She's trash, and I'm sick of dealing with her bullshit. And I really wish somebody would put the beef Wellington down and stick their foot up her ass because I'm sick of her.
I like a
Well,
little
Very
I
sick of her.
even
It's
even with
not
that,
given. It's just not given, in my opinion. I get that
I
there's
agree.
a show, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm coming for these girls because I don't like these girls. I'm coming for these girls for what I see on the television screen. If it was my shit and I uninvited you, don't walk up in the hold up, man, minister. I asked you to get your ass out of my wedding. Don't break. That's what they really wanted her to do. They wanted her
yeah.
to stop everything and have a meltdown, just like she had the 2 days before, because they know she good for a meltdown. She got a lot going on. And again, when they have wanted her to melt down, I actually, now that I'm breaking it down, they thought that she was going to have a meltdown with Quad. She asked Quad to come sit next to her. They thought she was going to have a
Exactly.
meltdown with Dr. Heavily coming into the room after she was uninvited. She proceeded to get married. She's playing it a lot cooler than they're giving her credit for because
Yes.
they seen that she does have a short fuse and they're poking those buttons and pulling those fuses out of
Right.
the socket, and she's not giving them the reaction at the time that they want her to give it to her. So, in this point, I'm going to go ahead and give her a little bit more credit than I have been giving her. But as far as I'm concerned, Heavily, you need to grow the fuck up. Excuse me,
Right.
but that's my effort for tonight. You
You
need to grow
understand?
up. It's not cute.
You said one. This
And
is
when you hold on, wait, and also when you say that Heavenly is saying things like, "Oh, but girl, you know she was a little broke because production had to pay for this and production had to pay for that." Production has paid for Peter and Cynthia. Production has paid for hella weddings. That's what they do. They give you a
mhm,
stipend. So I don't know if people know, but on certain shows, allegedly, I don't know if Married to Medicine is one of them, but on certain shows, you get a budget from production, right? So if all three of us were on the show, we also get a stipend and a budget. So if we want to have this event and have that event and have this event, we can either pay out of our pocket or we can go into our stipend and host the event and have it here and have it there. So of course, if production wants this event to be on television and we don't have it and they've been building up to an event, they're going to go ahead and A, probably foot the bill and give them an advance on their salaries, or B, let them use their stipend for the wedding. It's not something that is uncommon. So when she throws these common occurrences out around, it's shade because she knows that the majority of the viewers do not know. It's lame to me because, girl, you have events, and do you think she doesn't use her stipend for her event as cheap as she is, or do you think she go into her pocket and holds people down to that
well,
oak tree of a house that she got? Girl, please, I'm sick of her
what
bullshit.
events does she have? She bringing people to her synthetic shop. So at the end of the day, like that's she's cutting corners. So she's cutting the same corners that she said Sweet Tea do. I just think that I agree with you with everything you said, Chase. And I think it's also so crazy how when she was at Fraser House, she was like, "Well, how does she having all these meltdowns?" And I don't think she's mentally that. You know what I'm saying? Heaven is a nut job, and I don't care what nobody says. And Doctor Damon is too for dealing with her for so long.
I'm going to go
So
ahead and open up the phone lines as you go ahead and wrap up the episode because I believe we're almost done.
yes, he's going to put in the link to give us a call. Please be
Call us
respectful.
about last weekend this week too, Bookie Boo.
Call us about last week. Call us about this week. Tell me I'm beautiful. Whatever you want to call in and talk about. So we're on the last scene. I want to thank you all for leaning in. I want to thank you guys for the super chats as well. We'll probably split it 3 ways, the $1.99. So the last scene.
Well, we got 4 of them, so each of us will get $1.99.
Get a dollar, yeah. So that'll be great. So
And
the
thank
last,
you for the $1.99.
no, I
Yes.
appreciate that, honey. That is a baconator.
You are on one tonight. What's that about?
Who me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hosting. I'm in my congenial era. Pepper. So the last scene, we're gonna go. Heavy gets around the girl. She's taking, and she tells him, "I was taken off the list." And they kind of just start blaming people, like, "Well, why were you taken off the list, Phaedra?" She's like, "Why is she mad at me?" They're going back and forth, back and forth. And Tori's just like, "Because you invite that girl to the party, like, and she told y'all to stop talking about the girl." Then kind of just shuts them up. But I just thought that this was such a funny scene. After that, they cut to Quad, and I have a quick question. This is yes or no. Do we think Quad didn't know the day of their wedding? Yes or no? Chase.
She knew that shit.
All right, yes or no, Antonio?
You know it.
Okay, so we have a cut to her taking a bubble bath.
Okay.
It reminded me of Zeus. Did y'all never watch that? Jocelyn taking a bubble bath with her. Anyway, but it reminded me of that taking that bubble bath. I just she's very happy and she's unbothered and she said that she has a life most people would die for, live for, want, whatever the case may be. We watch her take a bubble bath with a lace front on. They get back to the wedding. Where the women say that they're happy for the couple, they see the love between the two. Phaedra says that Sweet Tea has bubbly breasts and she's excited for Dr. G. The last scene is the part where Heavenly, they're dancing, doing the electric slide, and Heavenly comes behind Sweet Tea with her bubbly breasts, and she's like, girl, what's going on? What's going on? She's like, girl, she's like, okay, what did I do? I ain't even did nothing. She's like, we'll talk about it later. And Sweet Tea says that, Heavenly's acting like she don't know what she did. She needs to go back over there, sit her ass down, eat her beef Wellington before I put my foot up her ass. And we all like a little anal play. Now, anything else? No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I believe her.
I believe her. No, just kidding. Antonio, do you have anything to say about that?
I do like how Sweet Tea kind of handled that with the whole, we'll talk about it later. Do I also feel like Sweet Tea will put her foot up Heavenly's butt? Seeing how she kind of went on her sister, she just might. But I do anything I think or anything she says. Now I won't say does because I don't want her to put her hands on nobody. Anything she says at this point about Heavenly, it's warranted. Even if she threatens to kick Heavenly butt or whatever the case may be, it's warranted. And now I'm thinking, like, did Heavenly forget, or was she drinking? And you know how you get to drinking and you might say something. Maybe Heavenly forgot that she said the stuff about her not being ready, or they not being ready for marriage. Maybe she forgot she said it, and that's why she was acting. So I didn't do nothing. So, but Heavenly knows. She knows what she said. Even if she's trying to act like she don't, she knows. So that's what it is. And I do hope that I'm okay with. I hope Sweet Tea really does finally boss up and really get at Heavenly. I do. I think Heavenly needs somebody that will go as low to the gutter as she will, or even lower. So I think that's what she needs. And she ain't really had that at this point, I think, with a lot of the women on the show. So
right. Yeah. That's crazy that she wouldn't remember when she was still standing in the car to the wedding.
That is true.
So she knows exactly what the hell she's saying. She looked a mess. Her wig looked a mess. Her makeup looked a mess. And her dress looked a mess. It looked like it came from Charlotte. Chase, what can I do for you?
Physical violence is the answer.
Wow.
With that being said, we have a caller, so we're going to go ahead and let them up.
Please, before you let a caller, hold on, who's the caller?
I don't know.
Can you say a little bit more words on that?
Physical violence is the answer.
So you feel like she should put her foot up Heavenly's?
The time for talking is done. Okay. And I feel like she's not a great verbal sparrer, and Heavenly is going to read her for filth. I don't think that she's going to be able to combat that, and I think that physical violence is the answer. It's been 10 seasons.
Well, she said, well, we don't know if she's a verbal sparrer, because she was like, you told me that you went upside your husband's head with a frying pan.
And she couldn't even get that on the microphone, poor thing. They had to put the subtitles down to the bottom of it. Physical violence is the answer.
Inside. Okay.
And I put that on Duval County, since the girls live in Duval County, honey. All right, let's let our first caller up. Hey.
Period. Physical violence is the answer. We need Mariah.
Hey, TKC.
We need Mariah back to come in and handle Heavenly, twirl her big ass around that pool like she did Toya in them ball gowns, because I'm sick of Heavenly. But I'm going to be quick. Why Jessica calm down?
Don't worry about it, baby. Just come on up. Speak your speech.
Thank you so
Speak
much.
your speech.
But I'm gonna be quick.
Please go ahead and get to it now.
Hey.
Sorry.
TKC, the floor is yours.
Jackie better keep it cute on Phaedra. Phaedra is my favorite housewife of all time. Jackie is sneaky and underhanded and two-faced, just like Phaedra. Only difference is Jackie ain't a liar like Phaedra. So Jackie better keep it cute on Phaedra. I can't stand Jackie. Remind me of my damn grandma. So underhanded and nasty.
Are you really gonna sit up here and talk
because you don't like your grandma?
That's my daddy's side. I don't like them like that.
Allegedly, what is?
Oh my God.
but Jackie is just something about Jackie I cannot stand. And she reminds me of my grandma, so that's why I say that. It's something about her I just not can't stand. And she ain't been caught up like she like needs to be, but it's gonna happen. And back to Phaedra because Phaedra is just a liar. I love her, but she lies so bad. So nobody remember the story of Apollo chasing Phaedra down on the highway. That's how they met originally.
No, we don't remember anything she says out of her mouth, baby.
Man,
I don't remember that.
Well, apparently Apollo saw Phaedra on the highway. They was driving and Apollo chased Phaedra down on the highway, and that's how they met originally. But according to Angela Stanton, it's that's a totally different story from
Mm.
that. But anyway, yeah, that's all I had to say. And um, not on the third person, Jesus. But anyway, I don't see Quad. I don't understand. I don't. The girl's not talking about Quad like y'all want her to talk about Quad. Like Quad's name is not in their mouth like y'all say it is.
Who is
I don't
y'all?
understand.
Name names.
name them.
I think Sammy said that y'all they all they do is talk about Quad in every scene. No, they
He
don't.
did say that. No, he
I
did.
think y'all want to talk about Quad because Quad is really irrelevant to the show. To be honest with you, if you want to be serious,
Well,
All
somebody said
right.
Toya keeps her name in her mouth as well. I mean, it doesn't really even matter because she's not married to medicine, my love, and that's where I go with it. So,
All right, TKC. Well, thank you for your comments and good luck in the group chat because you're about to get whacked.
oh
Thanks for calling. All right, we got another caller, you guys. I'm gonna let Sir Capricorn up. Hey, Sir Capricorn.
woo! Hey, Capricorn with the tie on. Come on, button down.
What's up? How y'all doing? All right.
Hey.
So I want to start off real quick, um, respectfully. People keep saying Quad's not married to medicine and they try to take her off the show. But let's be clear, basketball wise, there's only one basketball wife for that show, and that's Jackie. All the rest of them are basketball exes. Real Housewives. Kenya wasn't no housewife when she came on the show. Sheree was going through a divorce when she came on the show. A lot of the housewives are single. They're not housewives. So just because she's not married to medicine don't mean she don't belong in the show. She's still an OG. She was here when the show was from the conception of the show. She belongs here. That's just what it is. It's Quad. And another thing too, respectfully to TKC, in the first episode of this season, um, let's just be clear, Quad only had a snippet of a scene, but her name was mentioned 53 times in the first episode of the season.
You
You
counted
counted?
it? You counted it? Name them.
Name them.
No,
Name
no,
them.
I remember Quad did post it.
Quad posted it on her IG, and
Yeah.
somebody
And
and
y'all
we
believe
went
her?
Well,
content.
she actually posted the clips.
Oh, it was 50
I don't
of them.
remember
Okay.
Because
the
she has
count, but I
all
do
the
remember her
time.
posting
She has
that.
a lot of time to make those clips and those things because she's not married.
She
But
got the
again,
Sir
she
necessary
was
Capricorn,
respect.
please.
she was relevant enough to mention her 53 times. I mean, it's just fact. Um,
Mhm.
but I will say for the I will say about Sweet Tea, I like her. Um, but I do think that she probably in her mind thought that her coming on the show would push Quad off the show, but she wasn't banking on Quad actually being on the show and having to interact with her. And I think with Quad signing that contract and coming back on the show, it kind of threw a wrench in her being on the show. That's
Mm.
just the vibe that I was getting when she first started. And I do just I think it was I think it might have been Sammy and somebody else said that she was giving Fan at the pamper party. Fan recognized Fan, and I felt like she was giving Fan as well because just like I feel like she's a fan of the show. She slid in Dr. G's DM after they got divorced, just like I slid in Portia's DM after her and Cordell got divorced. I mean,
Oh,
game
she said.
recognized game. Um, but yeah,
Who slid in
so
Portia DM?
I did. But
Oh,
let's do this.
Oh, I thought you said something. I thought you were talking about
okay.
Portia
I
and
was
Simon.
like,
Sorry.
okay.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
confused.
Don't.
Okay.
but no, but I do think, yeah, I do think she was a fan of the show, and I do think that Toya was more bothered by her being there than anybody else, and Toya contradicted herself too by saying we're not going to make this about Quad when her whole speech was about Quad being there.
Can I
Okay.
ask you a question?
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for calling in. You look really nice. I like the button down and the tie. Oh, so let me ask you a question. Who do you think is carrying the show right now?
To be fair, to be fair, um, Sweet Tea. Well, to be fair, Sweet
Ooh.
Tea is actually the MVP of the show currently because everything is being centered around her. But I don't think it really would carry as much if Quad's name isn't mentioned so much and other things weren't mentioned around. Because even she mentions Quad's name multiple times because of her issues with Dr. G. So I don't think her being on the show without Quad being on the show would have the same impact that it's having now.
Mm.
You don't think that Heavenly would be being Heavenly?
I think here's my Heavenly and Phaedra are doing their job and
Okay.
they're being producers on the show. They're co-producing the show like they're supposed to.
They both need their production ass whooped.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Capricorn, for calling.
Thank
We
you
got
so
somebody else
much.
holding.
I appreciate
Thank you. We
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you for calling in. I think this is your first time calling in with us. Am
It
I correct?
was. Thank you. No,
Yeah,
I,
we
Thank
really
I think he called
appreciate
in
that.
before, but I don't think he's been on. Yeah, he's called in before.
Okay. And last but certainly most not least, we have Zeta. How are you, Zeta? Zeta. She may have stepped away.
Yes,
No, I'm
these.
right.
Oh,
I'm
dang, Speeder.
beautiful.
Okay.
Hi, hi. So,
Hey, Zeta.
how do I want to begin this? Um, okay, I have to hold my girl accountable. I do think that it was wrong for Miss Quad to come into that to the what's it called, the bridal shower. I don't know, but and then the fact is I was rooting for her because last week I thought she didn't know that it was like the bridal shower. I thought it was just like she thought that it was a get together, but to see the flashback, she's like, boom, that's what it is. That's where I'm gonna show up. I'm like, girl, now you know better. You know you shouldn't have.
Tell it, Zeta.
But look, I still love her. I still love her. and then T. Okay, I understand because this is a show. You got to show them. Hey, I got this. I got the backbone. You guys are not gonna like walk all over me. And her inviting Quad to sit with her. That was really like that was a smooth move showing that you're not bothered. But then you're gonna turn around and then flip it. And I'm just like, ugh, girl. Anyways, and as for Dr. Heavenly just really says everything that we're thinking. Because I really don't want this marriage to work. I don't think that it's meant to be. Dr. G showing the same behavior that he was showing with Quad, and then she's talking with this is a good man. The man is older than your parents. Girl, he's a psychiatrist. You need your own. That's not okay. Dating somebody older than your parents. Ew.
Who said that?
She said it. She said that Dr. G is 5 years older than her mom when they were getting ready for the wedding.
No,
Yeah.
who said it was? Who said it was wrong?
Who said it was wrong? I think
Zeta.
Oh, okay, you did. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's wrong. I think that's a little weird. And as for what's that child's name? As for Miles, I don't feel I don't think what he's doing is wrong. I feel like you got to take your time to get through school. It is what it is. Like at the end of the day, he is trying to do something in his life, but he also has the means. Like he has his parents. His parents, you got all these resources. I'm I'm gonna exploit them because that's the point. Y'all work hard so that you can provide us a better life. So, like for me, my sister lives in the guest house and she goes to school. It is what it is. You guys work hard for us to like so that we can move on with life. So, yeah.
What grades are your what do your sister grades look like? Is she getting C's like
No,
barely
we
make?
all get A's. We're all on the chancellor's list.
Exactly.
I was in grad school while I'm undergrad, so I'm almost done my graduate degree. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Congratulations, Dee. And I do want to ask
Congratulations.
you
We
a
like
quick
them
question.
smart.
I do want to ask you a quick question though, because you have those resources, and I'm glad that you do as a black woman. Yes, honey, be able to be free and be able just to focus on your studies. I appreciate that, but to me, what it sounds like you're saying is because they have it, we need to use it up. We need to use it because they have it. Like people that aren't as fortunate, they gotta make it do what it do. They gotta get out. You know what I'm saying? They're either going on scholarship or they're paying out loans. So I think that I get what you're saying on that, but in the grand scheme of it, I get what Simone is saying because she grew up in Tennessee just like I did. You know, she has that other side to her that's like, okay, but it's okay to have the resources, but it's not okay to exhaust them.
Okay. I think that's the disconnect because I'm from Togo, West Africa, and my parents in their culture, if your children are working and doing things like that, that's a slap in your face. They're like, you can't take care of your family. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're not doing good in life if you have your children working and you're not providing for your family. Like, my dad is traditional. He goes to work, he takes care of the household, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom. And then when we went off to college, she started working, and my dad was like, oh my gosh, you're kind of basically disrespecting me as a man. You're saying that I can't provide for us. But I think it just depends on like, because like American culture, they push for kids to move out. And the only reason why I moved out is because I had went to school far away. But my dad pays for my bills. He takes care of my apartment and stuff like that. I think it just depends. Yeah.
I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'll be honest with you. I hear from both sides of the token where there are people who are forced to leave, and they always say, "I wish I could have stayed a little bit longer." So that
Mm.
when people get to stay a little bit longer, now we knocking for staying a little bit longer. So I think it's all things considered. You
I think
know,
it's okay
I
to
just want
utilize
Miles to
your
not get
family's. Go ahead.
C's. I want Miles to get A's.
you
Like
got to
if
get
you
some better
don't
grades,
have
though. I
if
got
you don't have
Baby,
anything.
C's get degrees. Okay, no, I'm
Exactly.
just kidding.
I mean, yeah, it does, but I mean, Jasmine, in our situation, may have been a little bit, different than like,
Absolutely.
than Miles. Like, if you don't
Mhm.
have anything to worry about, like everything
Why
is
aren't you
right
getting good
there.
grades?
Why
Right.
you ain't getting A's?
Right. I mean, I think that like they're saying in the comments, either you're blessed, and I feel like
Yeah,
I was blessed too because if I wanted to come home, I had my nanny, I had my mama, I
yeah,
could have came back home to Chattanooga anytime. It was
yeah.
just the fact of I did grow up in humble beginnings in the beginning, so I know a hustler and stuff like that. It has to be a balance on things like I mean.
Hmm.
I definitely think you're blessed, and we do all have different cultures. I do have my own cultures, but I mean, I'm from Chattanooga at the end of the day, so I wasn't particularly kicked out at 18, but I was told, get your ass in and get your ass out. Bye. So,
Well,
All right, Zeta. Well,
thank you
thank
for
you for
having
calling in
me.
again. We
Y'all
love
have
you
a
so
good
much.
thank
bye.
Thank you,
you.
Zeta.
Zeta, it reminded me of
Unfortunately,
Cedar. Like,
I
Cedar.
like that name.
unfortunately, you guys,
What? We got one more?
the last one.
Who is it? Demisio? Because I love him now. What?
It's not,
What?
I actually just called in for a very, very quick, well,
oh
two quick
Lord.
reasons.
Yes, Sammy. Say
And
your
I got my
stuff.
screen off so TKC can know I mean business. Keep my name out your
Oh, yeah. If you
motherfucking
come to
mouth.
cuss him out, go ahead.
No, I'm just playing. No, I wanted to say, I meant to say it before I got off. The YouTube channel, we reached 3,000 subscribers today. So I wanted to tell everybody,
No.
thank y'all, and we
You did
appreciate
what?
us. We reached 3,000 subscribers today.
Yes, honey. What you
3,000.
doing, man?
And the most important reason I called back is for you, Jasmine. That congenial, them dollars I tossed you earlier because you said you was in your congenial area.
I am.
After this, after the way you hosted this, I'm gonna need my money back, baby.
No,
She's not gonna
sweetie.
give it back, but that's all
No.
right because I'm gonna dispute that charge.
That's all.
Baby,
That you know what? All
how?
right then.
Wait a minute. Name them. Name them. How was I not? How was I not? I am in my junior era because people used to ride me down in the comments. Why you body shaming? Oh, she's so
You
mean.
did a little body shaming. You said my girl Contessa was a muscle builder. You said, go. You know what?
No,
No.
I meant
Yeah.
to say she looked muscular. I knew you was gonna
No.
bring
Well,
that
she
shit back
is a
up. I knew
muscle
you was
builder,
gonna bring it back
Sammy.
up. Y'all know
So
I slipped up. I meant to say she looked muscular. I didn't mean to say mask. I meant to say muscular. Like she looks cut like Diesel, like doo doo doo. But she always looked like that. Like, but she looked good. Bust down, middle part straight, slick. She looked good to me. That's what I
Yes,
meant.
you did. But yeah, good show. I'm finna go back and finish my food. That's all I wanted to call in, Jasmine. I'm gonna dispute the charge because I know you ain't gonna get the money back. So
I
yeah,
told you to
thank
pay
you for
your
that,
money in the first
Antonio.
place.
Honey, I know, but $1.99. So anyway. No, I am in my Virginia area. I really do appreciate y'all for leaning in. It was such a joy to be able to host the Married to Medicine Lean today. I have never hosted, I know y'all see me on Potomac, and I am in my Virginia area there. But here, we are here. We have a great chemistry. We can talk our ish. $10. We're gonna split it 4 ways. Talk about it. So at the end
What's
of
the
the day,
comment saying? Who's it from?
Zeta.
What does it
Zeta.
say?
Super sticker. That's all it said.
Oh, well, thank you, Zeta, for the super sticker. We appreciate it.
Thank you
We
so
know,
much.
listen, we know you, hey, thank you for sharing a little bit of that blessing. Amen.
Definitely not what TKC, because never mind. So thank you so much, you guys, for leaning in. I really appreciate Zeta for calling in. I appreciate Sammy for calling in. I appreciate
TKC.
and
TKC call.
I appreciate everybody for calling in. So
TKC Zeta. In the comments, who do we have? We have Sammy,
Capricorn. That's what I was thinking about.
Sir
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Sir
Okay.
Capricorn.
Capricorn, honey,
In
you
the
look good today,
comments,
honey. Don't let them talk about you. You didn't look like a deacon, honey. The tie was nice.
Sai, hey, Samara, uh, Brooke Dubois,
Oh,
Sean S. always showing love, Zeta,
Mel,
Nisha, all
Mel.
the people, TKC,
Everybody.
everybody. We love you guys. Robo's Adventure,
Do not
all the
forget
people.
to look at the other shows. Tomorrow it's going to be. I mean, after this show, it's going to be Salt Lake City.
Yes.
Tomorrow it's going to be Beverly Hills.
Heels,
Beverly Hills, and I think Thursday is going to be Miami.
Yeah.
Miami,
Miami. I think I'm on
Mhm.
top of it now, honey. I
Miami.
used to be a little scared of
Bell
Miami.
Collective on Mondays.
Bear Collective, honey. Don't miss that. I love a little tussle. So I want you guys to all go ahead and to lean in. I really do love you guys. Thank you for rocking with us. If there's nothing else, we out. Good night. Bye.